Hello, welcome. Red Mist LFC Ninja. We're back, people. We're back. We skipped the Europa game because this wasn't. I got other things to do. But we're here now for the preview of Liverpool versus Manchester United. He remembers what happened at Anfield last season. He remembers they got demolished. They got whacked. Welcome to the preview. Liverpool versus Manchester United. Let's move across. Yes, let's move across to the preview, the game preview, match preview. As you can see, Liverpool versus United for the third time, and it's gonna be an interesting game. I got a feeling it's not gonna be a 7-0 again. Maybe a little less. I'll show you what I think the score will be at the end of this preview. My predicted score, and I'll do my predicted man of the match as well. I'm gonna do two versions of the side. I'm gonna do what first team is gonna be what I feel like Klopp should play against this United team, and what I think Klopp might do, and then I'm gonna do what I think Klopp might play. So my version, and then what Klopp is gonna do. It's like a prediction. Yeah, then let's get into it. So first and foremost, right, we are gonna start with, let's start with the first 11, right? Let's start with the first 11. So first of all, we got Alisson in goal, obviously back from his injury. Fantastic performance in the last game. Tsimikas, not last game, sorry, the game before last. Tsimikas, left back. Virgil van Dijk, left centre back. Konate, right centre back. Trent Alexander-Arnold, right back. I know some of you were calling for that midfield role. Hold tight. Curtis Jones, left midfield. Yeah. Gravenberch, holding position. You know my feelings about Gravenberch in the holding role. Szoboszlai, the right in midfield. Diaz, Gakpo, Salah. Right. Club substitutions. Kelleher on the bench. And Endo, Wataru, Doak, Gomez, Nunez, Quansah, Harvey Elliott, and there's 3 more. We're gonna hold tight on these ones. Now, rumors also are that Phillips and Carvalho have had their loans cut short, or that's in the plan for the rest of the season for their loans because of injuries. Obviously, we need to replace Matip, so Phillips adds that squad member back. Obviously, he becomes, down the pecking order. The quality is not the same, but the number, yeah, we do have a number at least, another body. And then Carvalho, because I guess Jota, maybe Jota, but also he can, I think he can facilitate in some areas. Maybe that was less likely, or maybe it's a thing because Mohamed Salah's going to the African nations for a few games, so maybe we've cut his something. The rumors are, it's not for certain, but the rumors are those two are somewhat back in the mix. The injury list, obviously, Robertson, McAllister, Matip, Jota, and obviously Thiago. Although I think Thiago is somewhat back in training now or something, so we're hopeful for a return, or he's been seen at least, which is a positive. Bajcetic, I think, is still injured as well. And there are 3 players that I'm going to mention as we proceed through the team and discussing them, why I've picked what, where, and where. So obviously it's obvious. Alisson in goal, Virgil van Dijk and Konate centre backs, Tsimikas left back, Trent right back. Now the midfield is very interesting because I feel like Jones kind of knows what this fixture is about. Scouser through and through. You know what you're gonna get works hard. He knows what Klopp asks in the midfield. He's no shining light. He's no. Sometimes he's a game changer or a game winner. Sometimes he can come up with that goal. But it's very textbook in my eyes, and needs to learn to release the ball a little quicker. Holds on to it for a little bit too long for me. But I just got a feeling he's going to start because of the fixture. He knows what it takes, knows what it means. Now, I've been banging in my other games. I've been banging to see Gravenberch in the DM role. I think he's Fabinho. I think he potentially can be Fabinho with a bit more in his locker going forward. I think if you need that third player bursting forward, arriving late at the edge of the box like Endo did in that game against Fulham where we came back at Anfield, he's got the makeup for that. Ryan Gravenberch can do that. He has the makeup. Right? He also is young, he's got the energy, he's got the tackling ability, and I think he's pretty good with spacing. He's not a traditional DM, but if Endo is there, I feel like, to be fair, I actually feel like Endo is a better DM in terms of moving around and spaces and stuff like that. He's just not as physical as Gravenberch. But my opinion on physicality as a DM is I think it's slowly going out of the game. I think it has practically gone out of the game. I no longer think a DM is about being physical, winning challenges, you know, shredding on players and whatever you might want to call it. As DM is used to be known for. I no longer think it's that. I think it's literally playing ball from deep, controlling possession, and intercepting playing passes and shutting down space. That's what I think a DM is about now. I don't actually think Klopp personally is ready playing with a traditional DM this season. I think he's playing with a flat three, and all three of them can interchange. If you look at the players that can play in that position, Szoboszlai can jump into the middle. He's not uncomfortable. Gravenberch can play the left or the right. I think Jones is prefers the left, but he could play on the right. Javier left, right. And then Szoboszlai dropping him in. McAllister could play the left, probably could play the right, and could probably play in the DM. Just as a flat three, he's not. When you move somebody into the DM, you're not trying to represent like a traditional DM. Like, you're not trying to do that. You're just using him as a midfielder. I still believe it's the workhorse midfield. Some of you may disagree. That's fair enough. I don't believe much has changed really. So they work up and down defensively as a unit, and they go forward as a unit. One obviously hangs back. So you know, if Gravenberch will push forward, Szoboszlai drops back, vice versa. I think they work as a unit, which is why I don't think there's no real need for a DM as such. Even the players we were linked with, look at who we was linked with. Ball playing midfielders. Lavia, Caicedo. Although Caicedo is a bit of a myth, I don't actually believe we actually wanted him. Lavia literally is the one that we wanted. Kefren Turam, he in my opinion, he's got a similar physicality. Oh my god, can't talk. Physicality as a Gravenberch, and he plays similar to Gravenberch, breaking the lines, bursting past players. You know, he's got a more naturally physical, you know, like holding onto the ball, shielding the ball. He has that in his locker as well. Whereas Endo, for instance, doesn't have that. And going out for headers, Gravenberch probably, and Kefren Turam if he was to sign. I know we're linked with him. Probably maybe better than Endo, but don't get it twisted. Endo used to play centre back role. He has played for centre back role at times for Japan. He's played centre back role at times for his old club in Germany, and he was very good there. So don't get it twisted because of the guy's height that he's not going to be able to header. Szoboszlai is the same. Szoboszlai can also header. Szoboszlai, you know, in my opinion, Szoboszlai is a Henderson, but he's an upgrade. He's a massive, huge upgrade on Henderson because he has a lot more to his game. Natural ability, passing the ball is better than Henderson. Skill beating a player is better than Henderson. But he's doing exactly what Henderson's doing in that role. He's not lying. He's doing exactly the same. We've seen Trent. Trent is just gone. Trent's like old Trent. Trent is fire this season. And why do you think that is? Probably because Szoboszlai is there. We saw him in the City game really helping Trent out, along with Konate, whoever, and Salah was dropping in to shut off that wing play there, Doku. Like, we saw it. So that he's taken on the Jordan Henderson role. Nothing has changed. Like, if we were changing the system, Curtis wouldn't even be in the team. Curtis is still doing Curtis things on that left side, you know. And then we've got, like, you know, he's got McAllister in there at the moment, but, you know, Gravenberch does fit a Fabinho style. And maybe this is the game where Gravenberch plays in the DM role. I don't know. It'll be interesting to see who plays in DM role. I think I would play. I think I would play this because I want to see Gravenberch in the DM role. A lot of you would say, "Oh, he's not a DM. He never played DM." But I just think he has. I think he just has. I think he just has it. I think I see a talented, brand new, refreshed Fabinho style DM in there in Gravenberch. I do. I've been calling it for all of my reviews and all of my. If you go back and you listen, I've been saying I want to see him there. I don't care what anybody else thinks. I don't care if you're calling him a 6 or whatever, or an 8 or a 10, or where he's best, or winger up front. I don't care. I want to see him play the DM role because I feel like he can play that role. I feel like he can get better at it, and maybe it's a gradual thing where it takes him time. Who knows? But I would like to see him in it today. Not today, sorry, on Sunday against United. However, Szoboszlai could also be very interesting. He could be in the picture to play that role. In which case, does Jones drop to the bench and Gravenberch come on, or do you leave Gravenberch? Or you leave Gravenberch on the bench and then play Jones starting? Because the thing is, if you do it like this way, then that means that, you know, you have something if, like, you have something left over. If you need to make changes at halftime or, you know, 50-minute mark, you have a reserve of Gravenberch to come on fully fresh, break line, get in behind, you know, twist and turn, cause some issues in there, beat a man or whatever going forward. Jones is not going to do that. Jones is going to keep you steady, comfortable early on in the stages, you know. I mean, maybe we could do something like that. Have Gravenberch to the right side and then have Jones. Maybe it goes like that. I don't know. It's a tricky one. But this is what I want to see. That's what the other alternative is. Obviously, you have Gravenberch here, you have Szoboszlai, and obviously we have Endo starting. I mean, for me, that I still think that Klopp probably is going to go with something like this. Got a feeling Klopp might go for something like that, but it wouldn't surprise me if I saw this. Wouldn't surprise me at all. But yeah, I would like to see Gravenberch in that position with. It's got to be Jones, right? It has to be. No, maybe Szoboszlai can switch to this side. Hey, maybe Harvey Elliott starts there. He knows what this fixture's all about. I mean, that would be pretty. No, that would be pretty decent, wouldn't it? Or Szoboszlai in the 6 and then Gravenberch here with Harvey Elliott. That could be pretty dangerous. I'm not gonna lie, that could be pretty dangerous. Both of them bursting in behind. Fucking hell! When I think about it, that could be very dangerous. And the Szoboszlai just, you know, 1 and 2 touch, keeping it nice, passing range. You know, he's got the eye. That could be lethal. That could be dangerous. Is it physical enough? Don't know. Is it disciplined enough? Not sure. Not sure if it's disciplined enough. Defensively, Harvey isn't the greatest. I don't think Szoboszlai is naturally the greatest defensively, although he puts a harder and shift in. I still don't think he's defensively as good as Hendo was in that position, just because they're a different type of player, but similar in characteristics. Jordan Henderson needed to develop his attacking end of the game. Whereas Szoboszlai needs to develop more of his defensive side to the game. You know, horses for courses. But listen, let's move it back to how I initially had it, because this is kind of what I'm thinking that ideally I kind of want to see. That midfield. It'll be interesting. Moving up front, a lot of stick for Diaz. Everyone's seems like a lot of Liverpool fans are getting pissed off him, not showing up, not really doing much. Considering what he's gone through recently, I know it's not really an excuse, but it kind of is an excuse. And I know it's all over with, and people expect him to start, pumping, talking about his injuries not the same. Well, Van Dijk wasn't the same when he came back the season after that injury, was he? But now he's flying high again. He's back to being old Verge. So I think Diaz is doing enough at the moment. I think he's always a threat. I think he can come out from nowhere. I actually think that sometimes we play more along the right side of the with Trent and Szoboszlai and Salah. I think is our stronger side. So I think Diaz is left out of the game quite a lot. I don't think the left side is as strong at the minute. Maybe when McAllister fills in there for Jones, or Thiago comes back and sits in the DM row, or this left side gets more established. Whatever player it's going to be, whether it's going to be Robertson, Diaz, remember, like Diaz has lost Robertson, so Robertson's key to the way Diaz plays, like he was with Mane. They got the understanding, Diaz and Robertson, but and even you can argue Diaz, Robertson, and Jones have regularly played together. But when Thiago slots in there in the left side of midfield, or McAllister and Thiago slots in the DM, you're going to see that. You're going to see Diaz start. He's going to start pumping again. There's definitely a player in there. For Colombia, he looks amazing, but you have to remember that for club, there's lots of players who step up for us. Trent steps up. Van Dijk at times steps up. Gakpo steps up with your goal here. Salah steps up. There's lots of players. Szoboszlai steps up. McAllister steps up when we need him. Like, there's players that step up. So the pressure isn't really, if he can see nobody else is doing it. Like, don't tell me Diaz popped up with a crucial goal against Luton. Clutch. Why would you not? You need to play it in that team. You need to play it like that in the team. So I don't really know why everyone's getting on his back. I think he's fine. Play himself in. Maybe a little bit of pressure from the fans will kind of urge him on a bit. Maybe he's got a bit complacent, having nobody really pushing for his spot. I don't know. But yeah, no, I think I'm happy with it. I think Man United aren't going to come out too tough. I think they're playing a counter attack, which means there will be no space in behind. I think the worst thing we can do is go behind, because then it will be harder for us to break them down. And I think it makes less sense for NUNEZ to come on if they score first, because they'll be sitting deep. And NUNEZ in behind deep, unless you're going to ping balls into his head and try and get him, get a header into him and Gakpo. I think if we concede first and United sit deep and try and hang on to this 1-0 or whatever it is they've got, I think you need to have Gakpo and NUNEZ up top together, and I think you probably have to play the balls into the box. Like, if you're gonna utilize both of their abilities in the air, because they can both header. Also Diaz can header, and Salah's not too bad at headering, but if you're going to utilize them in the box like that, I think you need to supply the balls. So Tsimikas and Trent need to get the balls into the box if you're going to utilize that the heading ability, because there's no point putting them both on and have them in the box and you're not swinging crosses in. It makes no sense whatsoever. But yeah, however, if we score first, I think United have to come out then, which means, later on in the game, 50, 60 minutes, you can then slap on a NUNEZ. If we're winning 2-1, 3-1, 4-1, whatever, the game's going to be open. I think that fits NUNEZ more in behind. When they're trying to push out, we can capitalise or counter-attack with the NUNEZ in behind. So for me, Gakpo does start. If Jota was fit, I would say Jota starts, but I don't think Jota is fit. Yeah, Salah starts, Diaz starts for me. I mean, it would be interesting to see NUNEZ play on the left side, because he will run that line, wouldn't he? And he would track back. It'd be interesting. I wonder if he'll be interested in doing that. you know, just apply a little bit of pressure to Diaz down that left side. You know, because that's a spot where, you know, definitely could run. He's very direct. He's, you know, run down that line and then cut back in and then, you know, pull it back, or, you know, turn onto his right and play it back. I don't know, man. It could be an unsung hero in that position. I mean, maybe Klopp should think about it. Who knows? I don't. Man, there's lots of options here. So that's kind of my side. And the 3 players, people, that I added to the squad is Cade Gordon, Luke Chambers, and Bobby Clark. We're using the squad up here because we got like 3 spots available on the bench. I'm not really sure who's going to get them. I think we need, when I look at it, I think we're kind of short for attacking options. Obviously we got Ben Doak and Nunez are the only ones really. Harvey Elliott's midfield, so I feel like Cade Gordon can probably get an opportunity in there. Whether he's used or not, it's up to Klopp, I guess. Bobby Clark, and then obviously I don't think these all play, by the way. No way. Chambers probably doesn't play. But what I'm doing is that we have to have a bench. So I've dug deep down recently, and I'm thinking who's gonna come in and fill those bench places. However, Bajcetic could be fit. I don't know who's fit, who's and I haven't bothered to watch the conference. In fact, something I haven't bothered is that I've just got straight into doing the preview because I'm so excited for it. So yeah, I haven't. No, for all I know, Bajcetic could be fit and he'd be in the squad instead of one of these guys. Who knows? But obviously, Jota's injured, Robertson's injured. I think still McAllister, Thiago, Matip injured. Like I said before, the rumours are Carvalho and Phillips are being called back. I don't know if they're back already or one of them's back. I have no idea. But yeah, I mean, there's room for a late substitution there. Cade Gordon comes on for Diaz. Depends. It just depends on the game, how tight it is. If we're 3-0 up, if we're 6-0 up, if we're 1-0 up come 88th minute, who knows? So it's going to be very tight, techie. I think Klopp will not try to use them if he doesn't need to use them. I don't think it's that kind of game. I think if we're comfortable, he might, you know, give one of them a bit of a derby experience, etc., and they can come on and see what's up. But ultimately, no, I think he probably use the players that he's comfortable with and that have done it for him prior. You know, seeing him through to the end. Now, people, but what I think Klopp's gonna do is interesting. I think Klopp is going to go with Nunez. I think he's given Nunez a chance now, a massive chance. I don't think Gravenberch is going to start. I do think Curtis Jones is going to start. Now the question is, does he start Endo? Does he start Endo? I got a feeling that's the team. Excuse me. I got a feeling that is going to be the side that starts this United game. I feel like Klopp, and worst comes to worst, you know, Endo gets taken over half time, and then I don't know what he's going to do in terms of a midfielder. Maybe, maybe he comes in. Maybe Bobby Clark comes in. Maybe. Yeah, I'm sure Bobby Clark's the midfielder that we've been using recently. Anyway, maybe it's that, or maybe he does this. Maybe Szoboszlai drops in. I just got a feeling he's not going to use Gravenberch, but I want to see Gravenberch in a DM role. I want to see him there. But I think Klopp probably plays safer doing this. Maybe. But it's interesting one. I definitely think Nunez will start. But that's kind of the team I think Klopp will go with. You know, Klopp could always go with this. You know, he could play Szoboszlai there. Because he may feel like United's just going to defend, right? So if that's the case, then Gomez starts right back, solid. Oh, even that one, and then Endo, you know, yeah, back up DM on the bench, and then we do that. But the thing is, we need to be careful not to, because you got both right backs on the pitch. You need to be careful not to injure one of them, and that's why I think only one will play, because one is backup for the other. So if Trent gets injured, you know, you bring on Gomez. And Gomez can do the inverted thing as well, but not as well as Trent, obviously. We have seen Gomez doing it. I've been very impressed with Gomez doing it. Just doesn't have the that passing range and shot ability that Trent offers you. But yeah, you're playing both your right backs then, and you know, you imagine both of them get injured because he's played both of them. He's going to be pissed, isn't he? He's going to be absolutely pissed. So that's something that I think he'll be cautious with. I don't think he will play both of them. I just don't think so. That's why I don't think. I think Trent plays right back, so I don't think he plays in midfield. And probably why Endo there, but I'm not sure on Klopp and Endo. Like, I'm just not sure. I just don't know. Just don't know. But if I have to go with an out and out side that I think he's gonna go with, I think he starts that team. I've not seen any signs of him wanting to play Gravenberch in the 10. I've not seen no signs of that whatsoever. It might not even be a thing. It might just be a me thing. I really want to see him play there. But yeah, I don't know. I don't think Gravenberch is gonna play there. If Szoboszlai comes here, I don't think Gravenberch plays there. Makes no sense. I mean, that's more likely, but you know, I always see Jones on the left. So it's a techie one. I'm really not sure about it. I don't know. You've seen what I kind of think what's going to happen, and that's kind of what I think Klopp might do. You've seen my team. I want to see Gravenberch in a DM. Yeah. So predicted result. Hell yeah! Predicted result. I am going for 1 to United, and I am going for 4 to Liverpool. I believe it's going to be 4-1 to Liverpool. I do think we're going to get the victory. I think it might go to like 1-0 Liverpool. I think we score first, then it will be 1-1 or 2-0 Liverpool, and then they pull one back 2-1 because we're getting comfortable. Then we break away with 3, and then they're kind of like, all right, we're done, and then we'll score again and make it 4-1. Comfortable victory. But we're gonna work. We're not gonna take them easily. We need the 3 points. City are breathing down our necks again. Yeah. So I'm going for 4-1. My predicted man of the match is gonna be Trent Alexander-Arnold. Apologies for that photo. I actually need to update it. But yes, that is my preview of the United Liverpool versus United game from Anfield this Sunday, 4 p.m. kick off. Yes, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages. I've been Red Mist FC Ninja, and I hope to see you in the next one. Take it easy. Enjoy the game. See you later.